There's nothing quite like crouching in your room. Pure desolation. I think that might do it. Hey, Brett, can you hear me? Yeah, sure you can. Okay, I think I might have. Yeah, this is the microphone that I'm using. So, hello, everybody. Hey guys, let me try to click the things that I'm supposed to. Honestly, good lord. Ugh. Okay, can we? You see this desolation? Do you hear the echo? That's because I'm here to tell you guys some reality stuff. So I'm gonna bring you. I gotta go back to the wall. Come on, come with me. Come on back here. Back to this blank wall. There we go. Okay. This is my microphone. So if you hear it thumping or bumping, I apologize. Here, let me tuck it up here. Maybe there now. Is that working? Good sound? Thanks, Jeremy. Andrew, Hunter, thank you. Mad Matt, what's up? The Sioux Ooze. Hey guys, name's Ingrid Bernal, Hankrin Fernal here. Welcome back to another, I wouldn't call it an awesome episode of Drunkens and Dragons. This would be an interim vlog of the Runehammer phenomenon. Okay, yeah, the echo is insane. It is not a malfunction of the internet. The echo is absolutely real because I am in a totally empty house, sitting by a blank wall in an empty room. That's what this has come to. I do have this outlet right here to keep me company. Anyways, hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. I can't believe so many of you showed up for this. Like, this is just a stupid, random, it's literally, like, I'm not a vlogger. I mean, come on. Okay, look, here's why I'm on here. I'm back. I was never gone. If you guys have been wondering what happened to me, what happened to Drunkens and Dragons, you probably weren't wondering that. You were probably busy with far more important real life stuff. But if you have been curious if I was like a skeleton in a forest somewhere, no, I'm still totally alive. I'm right here. And if you haven't heard, yes, I am headed to Philly. And I'm not there yet, Todd, so hold your britches a little bit. We are leaving in our van full of home in the morning. So in case you guys haven't got the memo, Runehammer is, and myself and my tiny little family that makes all this possible. We are relocating to the great city of Philadelphia, which will now be known as Runeadelphia. That is where we're going. We're going on a cross-continental journey to move to a city we know nothing about, to meet a bunch of awesome new people and take a big-ass adventure. And we're going tomorrow freaking morning. So we're all packed up and the house is completely empty. This space that you're looking at is the space where everything for the past 6 years was built. All of Drunkens and Dragons and Runehammer and everything was made right here, and now it's just like Tatooine in here, only without all the cool Jedis, which seem really ubiquitous on Tatooine. But there's no Jedis in here. There's just Cooper over there and me, and we're sitting here, and this is crazy, right? So a lot of people have been wondering where the hell I've been for about 2 months now, right? I've just not been doing videos, and like Drunkens and Dragons has fallen off the freaking face of the globe. I'm still alive. I'm a human being. I have stuff going on. So we are relocating to Philly. And that is a little bit of like where I've been and where I'm going to be. I'm going to be like completely off the radar for a week while we make our big journey. But more importantly, so maybe Nate's still commenting, so maybe things are still okay. I don't know if we're lagging or whatever. Please check I get like a million different error notifications because I'm just like running my stream on a laptop in an empty room. I have none of my equipment. There's Tilly over there. But yeah, PAX Unplugged, the whole Philly gaming scene. But more importantly, the most important thing that I wanted to tell everybody here at this like sort of juncture is, yeah, there's going to be lag spikes. My house is completely abandoned right now. Is that, well, yeah, Pax's. Anyway, is that a lot of people have been asking me about Drunkens and Dragons lately, and especially because of some of the recent events in the world at large and with YouTube and other things. And Drunkens and Dragons, to make a short announcement of it, is back. It's going to be the theme of 2020. I'm going to go back to the roots and back to the beginning, back to playing at a table and designing and building this stuff for a table. I've been playing online and publishing now for 2 solid years. And it's been super fun, but it's also not quite the roots of it all. And so I want to go back to that. But before I can do that, I've got to make this journey. We need a new location. I need a new sort of mental space to sort of expand into some next level of things. And I know everyone out there, because I know a lot of you ladies and gentlemen personally can relate to this need for change and evolution and meeting new people and not leaving anybody behind. And I have nothing bad to say about Washington or any of my wonderful, amazing friends here. Like, holy crap, like Washington has been mind-blowing. I moved here in the very end of 2001, very beginning of 2002. And it's been an amazing, crazy ride here in Washington. So much has happened. I met so many awesome people, and I don't want to leave any of them behind. I just want to go expand and explore the next space. And so this is what 2020 is going to be about for me. Also doing way more cons, because I won't be, I mean, I don't know if anybody realizes, but Washington is like 2 days away from anything, 3 days away from anything. Like, it's way up here. So it's very hard to do cons. And so now that we're going to be living in Philly, like 2020, I already have 4 cons on the docket for Philly, or for 2020. So it's going to be a huge year to meet all of you guys and to drink beer together and get at the table together and get back on that face-to-face level. And, is Philly the city to live in? I'm not sure, but it's going to be an amazing adventure. And yes, thank you, Winston. The first one that I'll be at is Gary Con. So me and Kelsey are both going to go to Gary Con at the end of March, and I'm going to be debuting Viking Death Squad at Gary Con. So for those of you who are familiar with the Viking Death Squad, I've completely rebuilt it into kind of a con-built game, kind of like Junked, where it's made for cons. And I mean, there's a zillion things to say, but I suppose the main reason I wanted to sit in this weird blank room against this like blank white wall is I just wanted to share that, like, I've not been gone in any way. I think there's a little bit of a feeling sometimes on YouTube that, like, if there aren't a bunch of videos and new content, that someone's gone. But I am only getting effing started right now. Like, Index Card RPG has been huge, has been honestly colossal, something I never anticipated. And there's no way I'm backing away from that. It's been such a blast to see so many people getting into that. And then also, you guys are going to think this is crazy, but I'm kind of getting interested in 5e again, and I'm like kind of coming back around. It's like aged in a way, and like there's an openness to the hacking of it in a way. And then there's so much underground material for it, and I'm kind of coming back. And like when I get to Philly, I want to pull a dope ass table group together. So if any of you guys out there know someone who would fit with me as a friend and as a table mate, as a player and as a DM, and like, I'm gonna put a group together in Philly and like get back to that weekly life and that table life and what got this all started. So I just want you guys all to know, like, not only have you guys and the bigger audience for Drunkens and Dragons and Runehammer been freaking instrumental in my whole lifestyle. I mean, this has become my profession. Publishing has become my profession, as well as commission work. So I know that maybe that's not the most popular thing, because not everybody gets to share the fruits of commissions. But all of you out there who have been so generous with commissioning my artwork, I am so grateful, because it's so fun to paint fantasy stuff. 3 years ago, I had no idea if I was going to be able to do any RPG artwork at all. And thank you, Absolute Tabletop and Tabletop Terrors and freaking Barker and Tim and James and Matt Click and all you guys for giving me that chance at the beginning, and then it just blew the hell up. And now I actually have to make people wait, and like the commissioning work has been insane. I post it when I can, so keep an eye on my portfolio. I put all the stuff up that I can when I get time. But it's a full-time job just doing the commissions. So I've been trying to publish. I've been trying to also keep my own games running. Props out to the whole RFE crew, to Alex for running the Cyberpunk game, to all the players who have been in my birthday Cyberpunk series. All you guys, that series has been insane. The whole thing has been nuts, and making all the audio for Birthday Boy has been fun, and just changing my whole craft focus. It isn't just about making 3D terrain for the table. It's how your interests change over time, and I've always been a huge champion of like going with letting your interests change. You don't have to be what you were a year ago. You can be interested in new things. You can go from being a war gamer to a tabletop gamer to freaking building old Hondas to like being a woodworker. Like go with it and let your nose lead you around through life. And that's what's been happening to me. So I can't always just say, yeah, we're doing like, mad room design videos every week, even though that's what I want to return to. I needed to get away from that for a couple of years because those aren't easy to make. It's like a big creative load. And it also just wasn't my focus. I really wanted to prove that I could publish with success. And I've had great people around me, like props out to Kelsey and to Alan Barr and Eric Bloat and everybody who has been helping me understand publishing and how to write cleaner and smaller and tighter, and everybody that has just basically pushed me to go further and further into not only what is the coolest hobby, but also is a creative challenge of being a novelist, being an artist, being a dungeon master, being a good friend, being, a good boyfriend, being a good, dog owner. Like all this stuff, it's feeling really momentous because of this blank wall right here. This room is empty. I can't believe it. Like everything in the past several years was just built right here, and now it's just empty, and it's just wild. So I just wanted to come online and just do this sort of statement that I am far from done, far, far, far from done. It's just there's a lot to do. And so when I get to Philly, I want to get this table group together, and I want to get back to this sort of essence of where I began in a way, which is just running a weekly game and just living that table life and doing what so many of you guys have been so kind to share with me, your stories of your table life, and how it's not necessarily about this game and that game and the other one, or even about like fantasy life or fiction life or fan life, but even more so about just like hanging with your homies and meeting new people and then showing your best to those people and bringing your creative passion to those people around you. And like, to me, that's what I want to continue to do. And I think actually Philly is going to be a step up. I think there's just going to be a bigger community there. We live way out in the mountains or the foothills here in Washington, and it's a really small community. And that's beautiful too. But the idea of delving into a gigantic and very old city filled with like-minded individuals and not like-minded individuals, just the diversity of people and stuff, I think is what we're so excited about it with. And yeah, Slav, we're going together. Yeah, and we have our van packed up, and we're going to drive cross country to our new home in Philly. So everybody in Philly, here I frickin' come. If you know peeps that are looking for a game, holler at me. Just email me directly, hankerinfernail, Gmail. Also, I got to spend just a second. I know it's cheesy nowadays, but thank you everybody on Patreon. Patreon made all my bills possible. Patreon keeps growing for Runehammer. There's almost 60 episodes of the podcast now, and like everyone has had so much faith in me on Patreon. It's made all this lifestyle possible, which is just this sort of humble life. I mean, we're going from having a what to me feels like a pretty decently big house with a big yard to get in a teeny little apartment in Philly. And I think it's just going to be awesome. I think that kind of change is healthy for the brain, healthy for creativity. And I think like there's a really positive power coming. And I wanted to jump online to tell everybody, like, I wanted to share this shit. I'm freaking psyched. I can't wait to like order a case of Hidden Legend when we get to Philly and just get back to the roots, which is having mead, sharing time with you guys online, designing rooms, designing encounters. Just like that's it. I know I've done a lot of different things over the years, but that is the guts, and that's where I want to go back. It's just like Inigo and Vicini said. You know, he said go back to the beginning, so I go back to the beginning. So that's it. That's all I have to say. This is my the empty crater that was once Runehammer right here. So we're gonna loading up the truck and we're moving to Philadelphia. That is. Lots of D&D. Crit rolls. I don't know. I didn't make up that song ahead of time, so So yeah. Whoa. So that's about everything. I can't believe that so many of you guys tuned in just for such a goofy announcement. But I wanted to just holler at you guys. You're gonna see the words Drunkens and Dragons coming up in your YouTube alerts in 2020. That I'm going back to that name. Honestly, I was never away from it. Drunkens and Dragons still is presented by Runehammer, if you really want to look at it. Drunkens and Dragons to me is a show. Runehammer is my sort of publishing brand. And so we're going to get back to mangoes and papayas and all that stupid crap that got it all started. And yes, Slav, speaking of Mjolnir, I have to holler out at my man Kinshella. He hand-hammered this Mjolnir for me at the very beginning when my channel first started. And I keep it with me now as a sort of a talisman of Thor so that he'll watch over me and like, thank you. Like, none of the legacy of the creation of this channel and what it represents, me as a person, Runehammer as a brand, and everyone who has rallied in such a way, none of those things are going anywhere or falling off or dying. YouTube has changed so much. Our hobby has changed so much in the last 2 years. It does take a little something extra now, I feel, to continue to be meaningful as a contributor to that hobby. It's gotten really big, but I got to tell you, you guys, I'm only getting started. So to see the hobby change, all it does is push us further and to new heights and also to new lows to bring us back to the bottom, the beginner's mind, which is where I think our hobby is the most beautiful. And so that's what I'm gonna frickin' do. But before that, I will be completely offline for a week or more. I mean, even right now, I'm on a shoestring. Like, there's one cable going over there. There's one thing plugged into the wall. So we just have to get the journey done. And hey, Michael, we're leaving in the morning. So we're leaving like in 12 hours. Well, not 12. In 15 hours, we're out of here. And then the crazy part is we're going to drive away from Washington and not go back. This is a one-way trip, which is just like, I've never done a one-way trip like that, I don't think. I mean, when I moved to Washington, it was kind of like this, but nowhere near the adventure level. This is hardcore. So, boom. So in a week's time, maybe a little bit more because I'm just not sure what it's going to take to set up the new space. But you guys can rest assured when the lab is done, and I mean us, Runehammer, the Shield Wall, are going to return to YouTube with a motherfucking force. So look forward to that. I don't really believe in doing this kind of like vlogging thing, so I won't be doing a lot of these. But I really do believe that it was important to tell all my lumpy-headed, three-thumb, no t-shirt having, two nose, weird forehead, one shoot bigger than the other, you know, rolling D6s and subtracting 2 to roll a D4 mofos, a bunch of weirdos. I owe it to you to tell you where I'm at and one of the hugest changes in my life. And so I'm going to frickin' do it. And when I'm on the other side, you're going to hear from me and we're going to get back to the thing that I basically came on YouTube to do in the absolute fucking first place, which is play D&D just a little bit more better than you did before, all right? So you guys, keep it real. Don't steal. You always get a deal. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And most of all, strength, honor, and beer, all right? Thank you, everybody. Hang tight. and I'll see you on the other side. All right? Peace out.